Hey guys, Coach Brian here, and one of the things I want to talk about is something that isn't addressed enough when it comes to weight loss journey. Now, a lot of the times we see this in the very beginning of someone's journey about how they can rapidly lose weight, a quick fix, 90 day, 60 day, 30 day, 10 day, you name it. And there's times when people see results. There's times when people see some major impact results from these challenges. But what I want to talk about and what I want to share, which is something that I've learned over the past 15 years of working with thousands and thousands of athletes, is not about the first initial weight loss. It's about the second time. It's about that comeback. And this is one thing that I think is so underaddressed when it comes to people's health longevity and that comeback. That second stage is because it doesn't matter whether it's weight loss or whether you've had success and you've lost success. The formula remains the same about where I feel in this theory that I've really implemented with a lot of our athletes and things that I've had a chance to work with, people I've had a chance to work with, is that it comes down to two things. See, when we operate in that first stage, the first time you have success, everything's exciting. We operate with one thing and one thing only. We operate with gratitude. We operate with a sense of gratitude of, I'm so excited to get started. I'm so excited to, let's just say, join a gym. We come in, we're inspired, we're excited, and it's a positive choice that we're grateful that we have a chance to do that. We're grateful that we have coaches, we have a trainer, or that we have a community or equipment. And this becomes inspiring to us because every new thing that's positive, we're looking at that in the form of being grateful, gratitude. Then as we start to get a little more momentum, we get a baseline. We see where we're at, right? We don't have any judgment. We just see, okay, oh wow, this is where my measurements are today. This is what I can do from a movement standpoint. We create that baseline. We're grateful to know where we're at. So then we start to make a little bit of progress. We start off doing 5 push-ups, and then we can do 6 push-ups and 10 push-ups, and we feel good. We feel inspired. The fact that we can do a little bit more. Again, we're grateful for this process. We're grateful for the hard work. And the needle starts to move. The scale starts to change. We start to lose 1 pound, we get happy. We start to lose 2 pounds, we get happy. We start to lose 3 pounds, we get happy. And this happiness, this gratitude, it becomes the fuel to our success. See, most people think it's this process that's out in front of them. It's this 90 day, 30 day, 60 day, follow this plan, follow this running plan, this training plan, this. But the reality is my experience with working with athletes, thousands of athletes, the plan is always the plan. It's always the same. It doesn't matter what the plan is. What matters is our approach to the plan. What matters is our mindset going into whatever plan we have. See, people can have success. There's a million ways to win. You have success in millions of ways. Running, plyometrics, strength training, dieting, Zumba, you name it. There's so many ways to have success, but the way people have long-term success or the way people are going to get there is operating with a sense of gratitude. And it's the most overlooked thing that most people don't understand. And it's not something you're going to see in an infomercial. No one's going to talk to you about this because that's all around vulnerability. Get you to have quick results fast and touching a pain point. You want results right now. You want results fast. That's the pain point that people are going to market towards, is that vulnerable state. But the reality is when you have success the first time, you operate with a sense of gratitude. You appreciate everything that happens in the process. Now this happens in life. Sometimes we get thrown off track. Sometimes we just get knocked out and we fall back. Life happens. It happens to us all. And that second time we get to come back, the second time that we're trying to get those results, it's actually, we make it 10 times harder on ourselves. The process isn't 10 times harder. Now that's the scapegoat. People say, oh no, this process is 10 times harder. Oh, it's so much harder this time around. The work isn't so much harder that time around. The approach and the mindset and the attitude becomes that much harder. Because what happens in phase 1 is we operate with a sense of gratitude. And why it's so much difficult in stage 2 to lose the weight again is because most people operate from a state of guilt. And this is an important concept to understand, because if you're somebody who's going through this, if you're somebody who's lost weight, had success, and now you want to get back into it and you're finding it harder, what I want to suggest is that we're probably looking at things from a place of guilt rather than a place of gratitude. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that everything we're doing is we're comparing to our old self. We're comparing to what we once were. We're comparing to the situation that we're in. We're looking at the same scenery now with a different lens. So when we look at this from a different lens, now it's the same scenery, but now we saw one is grateful, one is guilty, and we compare ourselves. We compare ourselves to our previous self. We compare ourselves to, if we drop down in that baseline test, I can do only 5 push-ups right now. Oh my gosh, my best that I was doing was 15 push-ups or 20 push-ups or 50 push-ups. How could I let this happen? How could I let myself go? Oh my gosh, I'm such a failure. I lost it all. How did I do this? How did I do this? It's guilt. It's guilt. It's guilt. And see, just like the first phase, you get positive results when you invest a positive deposit. When you invest positive gratitude, you invest that gratitude, which is positive, you get positive results. If we invest guilt, we cannot get positive results. It becomes that much harder. And so what happens is that we lose a pound. Most people say, well, yeah, but I gained 50 pounds. I have 49 pounds to go. I have 30 pounds to go, 29 pounds to go, 10 pounds to go. They look at it as so far because that's what they once were. And they keep operating from this state of guilt, never giving them chance to succeed the second time around. So while it is normal, it happens that setbacks happen and occur in life. But every setback makes for a great comeback. And that comeback needs to be fueled with gratitude rather than guilt. So if you're in a position where you're on that comeback stage, where you're fired up and you want to make the change, the fuel to your fire, the fuel to your results is going to be the gratitude in the process that you're investing in every single day. And if we start to fill that tank up with fuel of guilt, we're not going to go very far. The results aren't going to happen. It's one of the most pivotal moments that I have coaching athletes. And I want to share this with you, is that we've got to make that mind shift. So if we start to notice ourselves, am I comparing myself to my previous self? Am I comparing myself to others? Am I comparing myself to this environment? Am I operating in a state with negative talk, self-doubt? Those are all forms of guilt. Now we pause, we reflect, we become aware, and now we look at this saying, I've got to operate in a gratitude state. I've got to be grateful and thankful that I have this opportunity to do this again. And now I know more than I did this time than I did the first time. I know the resources. I know that it can be done. It should inspire me that much more. And I'm grateful for having gone through this experience once before, that I know and I've proved to myself that I can do it again. So I want to encourage you. When guilt comes in, you got to eliminate it and replace with gratitude. You can make it happen. You will make it happen. But it'll only happen when you operate with a sense of gratitude and eliminate all forms of guilt. Because every day you're alive, you got an opportunity to get better. You got an opportunity to make a move. And that should be the most important thing we're grateful for every single day. If you're fighting, I encourage you, keep fighting, keep attacking, and keep believing for something that you want that's important for you. Send you my love, my motivation. Continue to thrive, continue to be aware, and continue to make massive moves. And always operate from that gratitude state.